Hello again. Following on from my previous video, one of the other things that I've gotten done is the nose light in the front of the heli. I've actually had this lying around in the shed for a good few months now, and I wanted to sort of get this in and get it, get it wired up and working. The nose light is also removable. Once the dashboard's removed there, you can get to the two little screws that hold the nose light in place. Anyway, I'll show you this working. If I come round to the side here, and we'll just switch the heli on. If we go back around the front, I'll flick the transmitter on the switch, and you can see the nose light working there, which is it's a lot brighter than what it looks there. I was really surprised when I got it. I got the nose light from a place on the internet called Lighting for Aero Modelers. I think it was about £15 or something plus postage. And I also got, I'll just switch this off just to save some battery power. I also got this handy RC switch, it's called. I got it from the same place. I don't know if you can make it out there, but that actually works the nose light. You plug the nose light into the switch with just a normal, you can see the blue servo plug there. And you can see this cable that I've got a hold of goes to the spare channel in your receiver, and that's the actual switch there that switches the light on and off via the switch on the transmitter. So that's quite a handy little thing. As I said, I hadn't seen one of those before. I can't remember how much I paid for that, but I got it with the light from the same place, Lighting for Aero Modelers, which, as I say, I came across on the internet. Right, I'm just trying to think of any. Oh yes, essential for any police helicopter, the searchlight at the back. Now, the particular helicopter that I'm copying rather, has the Night Sun XP. Now, I couldn't find one of these anywhere. I know that Cinescale do searchlights, but I think there were the Spectrolab SX16 searchlight, which was a totally different shape to this one. So I emailed Ben at Cinescale and asked him if he could make one of these for me, and he says he could. Now, since I got mine, he's actually gone on to add them to his catalogue, so these are now available to buy if anybody else needs one. Again, it comes in kit form. I think it comes ready to fly as well, but I got mine in kit form. It's just a case of building it up, just rubbing it down and painting it. Again, I had a lot of trouble with pinholes in the top part of the light here, but once I got them filled in, it was just a case of getting it painted up and just applying the little stickers on the side there that you can see, the Spectrolab stickers. Now, the bracket that holds the searchlight on, I wanted to try and keep this the same as very similar to the bracket on the full-size helicopter. As you can see, it comes out of the back of the equipment pod there. It's simply glued in place, and it just follows the shape of the fuselage there and hooks onto the searchlight there at the top. It's just aluminium, very thin aluminium tube, and the tube that I used was the boom supports off a Nexus 30. I had a pair of tubes lying around that I wasn't using, so I thought, well, I'll make the bracket out of them. And of course, being thin aluminium, it was dead easy to bend. So, but when I got that finished, it was just a case of trying to add like the simulated cabling into the light, and sort of clamping the whole thing up, and that was it. So I think that's pretty much it that I can show you up to now. Just trying to think if there's anything else here. If you can just bear with me while I turn the heli round. One of the last things I wanted to show you was the, I don't know if you can make that out, is the microwave downlink unit. Now, I had a look for these on the internet, and there was nobody makes these at all, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to make that. Now, I'm not usually very good at making things, so I was a little bit dubious about doing it, but I thought, well, it's got to look better with something on, rather than the thing missing altogether. So I was able to make this pretty much out of just plastic card strip styrene tubing. Again, the little no step sticker there, that was just run up on the computer, added onto a little bit of thin double-sided tape with a bit of Fablon, clear Fablon over the top, stuck on in place, and then the whole thing, a couple of coats of lacquer over the top of it just to keep the sticker in place. Now, that's pretty much the microwave downlink completed. The only thing I have to do is just to run this simulated cable up the skids, and that goes into the equipment pod also, which I'll do at a later date. The other thing that I have to do is these four little screws here, they just need touching up with a little bit of silver paint. Right, let's see. Right, the very last thing that I want to show you, I'll just turn this around again, is the doors, the insides of the front doors. When I was having a look, on mine, I didn't like the idea of the carbon fibre being able to be seen through the paint. I did paint the doors the light colour grey that they are now, and they just didn't look right being able to see the carbon fibre effect on the doors. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll try and make some like false door skins to put onto the doors, which I did with some very thin plastic card. It just has to be thin enough, you know, to follow the shape of the door. As you know, the door's curved, and it was just a case of getting that glued on. Once the glue had gone off and that, cutting it all and sanding it to shape, and then if there was any gaps appeared along here or around the window, just a case of filling those in, you know, with some filler, rubbing it down and painting it. And I added the door pocket with a couple of little folders and a book in, just to try and make it a little bit more realistic, which I think it looks a lot better. I mean, I've got a picture of the door pocket itself glued onto the door on my web page, on the EC135 web page, and if you compare the two pictures, there's a picture of the door like this, and there's a picture of the door before I done this, and this looks it looks a whole lot better than what it did on compared to the other one. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it. The door rams there, you've seen these before. These are cine scale items. They come ready to use if you want to, but I decided to paint the main tube body black on mine, matte black. This piece I just left because obviously that piece slides in and out of there, and the paint wouldn't stay on 5 minutes and it would be off. So as I say, I painted this piece matte black. They're spring loaded. Now I had trouble with mine keeping the doors closed. The springs in mine, when I closed the door, it kept pushing the door back open a little bit. As you know, I've got magnets at the top of the door there. There's a magnet at the bottom of the door where they connect onto the fuselage there and there, and it kept pushing the door open. So what I did was I actually removed the springs. I took the springs out altogether on the front door. As you can see, you can just about make out the other one there on the door. I took that spring out as well, and the rams work a lot better now, and they're ideal for keeping the door in the open position. You know, as you can see there, they work great. So anyway, that's pretty much all I can show you for now, what I've gotten done, which I know it's not a great lot. The helicopter doesn't look a great lot different from the last video that I did, but I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not in any hurry with it. I've sort of set a target for maybe the summer of next year to get the helicopter up in the air and that. So, you know, I'm just sort of plodding on with it slowly. But I think the next job that I'm going to do is, I've still got the tail on the floor there. That's been lying on the floor for months now. So I think that I'm going to get that sorted out, and I'm going to get that glued on the helicopter. I've got a couple of bits and pieces to do on the tail. The navigation lights here, around here, there's one or two pinholes around there, and I think the same on the other side as well. So I need to get those filled in, and I'll get the tail unit glued up onto the helicopter, and I'll get another video done to let you see that, to see what it looks like with the tail on, and hopefully I'll have gotten some other bits and pieces done on it as well. So I'll hope to speak to you soon, and thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.